Welcome back, everyone. We are on our fourth day of comparing stories from the same genre, and I'm a kid today because I thought that would be appropriate since we are talking about fairy tales today. Let's start out with the difference between fairy tales and folk tales. Folk tales are stories that are passed down orally, so they're spread through speaking, through storytelling. Fables, what we've been learning about, are one type of folk tale. They're traditional literature. Fairy tales, on the other hand, start out as folk tales, but then once they're written down, they become fairy tales. So to compare them, folk tales are told orally, there's no author. They oftentimes use anthropomorphism mixed with scenarios that a human might usually be found in to explain something in nature or explain why something is the way it is, maybe rules that kids should follow. On the other hand, fairy tales are written. We know who their authors are. They have magical creatures and scenarios, and they have heroes and villains. Lots of times there's the theme of good versus evil. And what they have in common, they're both traditional literature. They teach lessons rooted in certain cultures, and they are told all over the world. And today, we will read one folktale together. Then you will get to choose a fairy tale to compare it to. The folktale that we're reading is called Earth's First Banana Tree, and it is from West Africa. So this is going to be a story rooted in West African culture. I don't know which country it's from. As the ancestors say, Okan was wandering the forest in search of food for his family when he came across a bag of golden seeds shaped like the sliver of the moon. Uke, the god of seeds, was engaged in planting trees and did not notice he was missing a bag of seeds. Despite being hungry, instead of stealing the golden seeds, Okan returned them to Uke. Uke rewarded him for his honesty with a handful of golden seeds. Okan went home and planted the seeds in his garden that grew into a beautiful tall banana tree with shapes resembling the sliver of the moon and the color of the sun. And so this folktale is something that was passed on orally. It teaches us about one culture, and it explains something in nature. So here what it's explaining is how banana trees came to exist. This is, again, that optional part of the lesson. If you want to extend your thinking and challenge yourself, you can choose to write a story that includes a hero or a heroine and a villain. And you can think about an important life lesson that you've learned this school year, and you should include that life lesson in your story so that we learn the lesson through your story, and then share your story with me. And also, you should read it to your family, but attach it to the assignment in a Google Doc. But for the independent practice for everyone, you are going to choose a fairy tale. You can choose one that you already know, one that you're familiar with, or I will show you in just a minute how to choose from a list that I have for you. And then you're going to complete the Google form comparing your fairy tale to the folk tale, Earth's First Banana Tree. If you want to choose from some fairy tales that I have available for you, you're actually going to log in with Clever, and you're going to go through the ARC bookshelf, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But I also just want to tell you that the ARC bookshelf is a resource that is full of books at all different levels. And that's something that some grades at McDougal have been using all year for reading, how to learn reading, and they like it. Like 4th grade, for example, has been using it, and 5th grade will be using it next year. And we didn't even realize you had access to the books, but it turns out you do. So you can definitely go in aside from this assignment and explore it if you want some new reading material, because it's all there and it's free for you to use. So let me just show you how to get there and how to find the fairy tales that I've got for you. So you're going to log into Clever, We gave you the little QR code that you can scan, or you can also go through your Google account. And once you're here, you're going to scroll until you see the ARC bookshelf app. It's right here for me. Yours are probably arranged differently because you have access to different things than I do. But you're looking for this red square with a gold border and colors across, and it says ARC bookshelf. And you'll click that. Then once you're in the ARC bookshelf, I'm not really sure what it looks like for you, but hopefully it looks like this. You can scroll until you find it. I scrolled for a while and it took me so long I stopped. What I would suggest you do instead is make sure you're on what says all books. Mine brought me there automatically, so I think yours will too. And then up in the top left where there's this search bar, you'll click search. Skirt, we're not searching for skirt. You just need to type in the title of the book. And the title is, oh, I can't even remember. I remember what I had to type in to find it. If the Shoe Fits. And it looks like that blue book there. So all I had to type in when I tried this out a minute ago was if the. If you type in if space the, if space THE, it will come up. And so you'll click that book, and this isn't just one fairy tale. This is a collection of fairy tales. And it's actually, I believe, I haven't read the whole thing. I think it's retellings of Cinderella from around the world from different cultures. So you can definitely use these arrows up here to just go page to page if you want to find one that's interesting to you. Or if you go just a couple of pages in to page 4, so you can click to it or you can type in 4 up here and press enter, you'll get the table of contents. So you can look to see which of these looks interesting to you. Let's say you want to read The Runner's Sandals. Well, it tells you that starts on page 63. So you'll come up here and type 63, enter, and it will take you, well, it didn't take you there, did it? It took me to 61, but we'll get to 63. Here's, okay, it's called something else up there, but just, it'll take you near it. So I'm on page 63 here, The Runner's Sandals, and to read, I will just click on through. So here's actually the first part of the story, because the other part was the end of the last one, or discussion about it. So you would read these pages until you got to the next title. This, again, is just one option. You can absolutely choose a fairy tale of your own if you want to. This is just one way that you can access some fairy tales. But whether or not you use this for fairy tales, you absolutely can use it for finding some other books. So I'm going to cancel my search. Okay, and I'll take you back here. You can just scroll down. It has all of these titles that you can read. And you can search by level if you remember what your ERLA level was when we took the test earlier this year. For example, if you were bronze, you can click on bronze. And here are some books in the bronze section. Red, one green, lots of options. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that resource and make sure you just turn in. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that resource. Make sure you just turn in your assignment on the Google form and on the assignment on Google Classroom. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.